Hello and welcome to this video. We are going to talk about different types of databases predominantly used in the industry. There are two classes of databases used in the industry. One is relational databases and the other is NoSQL databases. Relational databases generally have tables in which data is stored and have a fixed number of columns, much like Excel. NoSQL databases, on the other hand, have JSON documents stored in collections where you don't need to follow any schema. Now let's look at some of the examples of relational and NoSQL databases. So the first one is MySQL. MySQL is the most widely used database, followed by Microsoft SQL Server and PostgreSQL. Following the acquisition of MySQL by Oracle, the original developers wanted the software to be free and open source, and so forced it to create MariaDB. MariaDB generally is very compatible with MySQL. SQLite is a file-based database which stores data in a flat file, and hence it's easy for setup and quick testing and development. And then there is the Oracle. Examples of NoSQL databases include MongoDB, Redis, Cassandra, CouchDB, Neo4j, and Apache HBase. Next, now let's look at how data is stored in relational databases. Let's say you are developing a job portal and trying to store the data of skills of users. So you'll have a database, user data. And in relational databases, you can store data in tables. So you will have tables. You decide to have one table called user details, which contains the data of user, like user ID, name, and skills. Then you insert rows into it or your data into it. So you have the first row, which is user ID 1, name is Emily, and the skills are machine learning and Python. Then it's the user ID 2, name is John, and skills marketing and Google Analytics. Note that this looks very similar to Excel, and you can have multiple such tables in the database. Now these tables can be linked to each other via relationships, which we will see in the later part of this course. Next, let's learn how data is stored in NoSQL databases. The NoSQL way of storing data is much more flexible and uses something called JSON, which is a short form of JavaScript object notation. As you can see here, there are basically two objects in here. The first one, which is ID 1, name, Anon, and skills machine learning in Python. Note that here we are able to use things like lists, which are kind of built-in data types in Python, directly in the database. Second, we have the second document, which is ID2, named Dimple, skills, which is a list of marketing and Google Analytics. And we have also education here. Okay, which is in return a key value pair of graduation, and then which is again a key value pair of school and GPA. So here we see that in NoSQL way of writing things or using documents, you have key value pairs and you can nest things at many levels. This is simply not possible in relational databases, and hence the NoSQL way of defining tables is much more flexible and is much more popular. Finally, let's look at some of the companies using MySQL. In fact, 80% of the companies worldwide are using MySQL. So you have NASA and Boeing in aerospace, Bank of America and Citibank in financial services, US Navy and United Nations in government, General Electric and Tesla Motors in manufacturing. Then you have Booking.com and Lufthansa in travel, BBC and Netflix in media and entertainment. Then you have big names like Apple, Dell, IBM, Microsoft in technology. And all the internet companies, in fact, including Facebook, Twitter, Google, Amazon, and LinkedIn are using MySQL. So, hope you like this video and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.